Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Market Strategist here with RJO Futures in Chicago, bringing you some commentary here in the energy market. So let's get started. October crude prices here, a little bit firmer right now. We're up about 21 cents on the day, trading just over $94 a barrel, right around 94.07. Brent's also got a little bit firmer tone at around 102.27. So you'll get some ideas on how you can play that Brent WTI spread. If you're interested, give me a call. I think there are some good opportunities there. Taking a look at the complex nat gas really making a move here. We're up about 6 to 7 cents. We've got the heat up about half a cent right now, and the RBOB's up about 1/4 cent. So overall, we got a firmer tone, but fairly quiet here for the most part. S&P, as we all know, has been really just been marching higher, although we're starting to get some consolidation in there, it looks like, possibly losing some upside momentum. But I think that's kind of helped stabilize crude prices at these levels. In addition to that here, take a look at that U.S. dollar. I've talked a lot about that dollar index here and the potential effect that it can have on a lot of commodities. We've really seen that march up higher as well. We've seen a lot of money buying dollars, selling a lot of the other currencies. We're starting to get some consolidation up there. Today's an outside day, so there's a possibility here that we could start to see some topping action here in that dollar. And if we do, and we start to see that weaken, that could help be a touch supportive here for oil. In addition to that here, we did have EIA data come out here today, and traders were looking for a drawdown of about 2 million barrels. We got a draw at 2.1, so really kind of a non-event here. But you can take a look at those total stockpiles here, and I think this is what's really key. I've talked about this in so many of my posts here. It really truly appears we have ample oil out there right now. You look at our total stocks here for this time of year, as we're starting to come out of summer months here right now. This is the highest level that we've been since 1990. So again, what this is telling me, traders, is the market, I think, is very well supplied. Demand continues to remain very questionable, both here in the U.S. and certainly as we look global. It kind of goes back and forth here. But as I talked about in a couple of these other posts a while back here, they did lower overall demand outlook here for the remainder of 2014. So, with that in mind here, unless we see any very significant draws in the stockpiles or a major geopolitical event come back here to the front burners here, oil prices here, I don't see a ton of upside action in store. But with that being said, here's what I think you're going to see happen. Oil prices have been consolidating in this level here, and I think you're starting to get a breakout. We had a couple of inside days, as I mentioned in one of the prior posts here. We got a breakout here, small breakout here now on the upside. I think oil prices are going to be in store for a possible small bounce higher. Area that I'm targeting here right now is up around the 96 to 97.5 area. I think that's a real possibility. So it's something I think that you want to keep in mind. Short-term technical indicators, very, very oversold at these levels. The geopolitical news out there has been very quiet right now. There is a ceasefire announced between Israel and Hamas, and so we are seeing that quiet down a little bit. But I think, unfortunately, I think you're going to see some things flare up here. You've got the Russia-Ukraine situation going on. Obviously, the problems that we're seeing there in the Gaza Strip, those things come to the front burner here again, coupled with the oversold conditions in the market and the technical indicators and a few other things here. It is possible, and also if we start to see the dollar start to retreat here a little bit off these lofty levels, that crude prices could catch a small bounce. Big picture, though, I still like the short side of the market. I still recommend being a bear in this market, but nonetheless, I think there's going to be some upside potential. In addition here, there was some news that came out of Saudi Arabia that their production levels fell here for the month of June. So again, I think that's something also to keep an eye on here. We'll watch these other OPEC countries, watch their production levels also. But I got to tell you, again, I think that with where things are heading here, I think the market has here, at least in the U.S. here, again, we've got ample supply. So we'll keep an eye on that. If you want to talk here, you talk about some strategies, some ideas. You've got a couple things in mind here on how you could potentially play this market. Give me a call or shoot me an email. Futures and options on futures may involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors.